Hey guys, welcome to my boss guide for Trove. This is a guide for if you haven't seen all the new boss abilities and just want to know what they are and what they do. I'll also show the old abilities at the end just to make the guide complete. Starting off, we have the bosses that can spawn a copy of themselves with lower health. They still retain all the abilities of the original copy and can still hit as hard as the original. However, they are very easy to kill as they have very little life. Also, if you kill the original, all the copies will die with him. Next, we have the bosses that pull you in. These can be a little dangerous if you're close to death and the boss keeps you from running away, but for the most part, they're still pretty simple. Next, we have bosses that can shoot lasers. These lasers come from both ends of the boss and will do damage as long as you're in them. However, you can easily sidestep or jump out of the way. I noticed that some bosses will give up their charge up smash for this attack, while others don't use the laser at all and retain their charge up smash. Next, we have the bosses that rain down bullet nodes from the sky. These are basically mortar attacks and are unpredictable, and the easiest way to handle them is to just keep moving around. Next, we have bosses that prevent you from multi-jumping. These are the most deadly of the pack if you aren't used to using your dodge ability and always rely on jumping over the boss's attacks. Next, we have bosses that summon spiders. These spiders have very little health, however the boss summons them frequently, and they put a slow on you that makes you feel like you're at a crawling pace. I found these to be another one of those deadlier boss types. Next, we have bosses that summon mushrooms. They spawn 3 at a time, and if you don't destroy them, they will turn into mushroom men after a few seconds, but for the most part, they're pretty easy to handle. Next, we have what I am calling the Poison Nova bosses. These weren't mentioned in the patch notes, so I don't know the official wording of their ability, but they shoot green darts in an open radius around them, and shoot them more frequently the closer the boss is to death. These are very easy to avoid, however. And last for the new abilities are the bosses that have a damage shield that turns on periodically. They have an animation around their feet, and when it spikes up, you do damage to yourself for as long as it's up, which is a couple seconds. You will hit yourself hard with this ability, however it's a very short duration, so just wait a second or two and you'll be fine. Next up are the old abilities that have been in Trove since the start, and starting out we have the bee bosses. They summon bees infinitely, and they don't have a cap, however the bees don't have a lot of life, so they're pretty easy to handle. Next up we have the teleporting bosses. They periodically teleport to your location, and you just need to reposition if you're a ranged class. Next, we have the bosses that spawn a cloud under your feet. These abilities hit you even if you jump straight up, and it's pretty deadly at Uber 5, so just make sure that you dodge out of it instead of above it. And finally, we have the bosses that have a fire around their head. The fire is the original reflect mechanic in Trove, and every time you deal damage to the boss, you're going to set yourself on fire. It's not that hard to out-heal though, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But that's going to be it for this video. Remember, if you need help with anything and want me to make a guide about it, leave it in the comments below. And if this video gets 5 likes by my next video, I will post a guide on the top comment. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.